warm-up, you're gonna need a knee pad. I've got my wrap pad, and then just any of your bands. I've got my continuous loop band and not something with a whole lot of resistance. We're gonna start with, they're called shoulder dislocators or band rotations. Make sure that you take a nice wide grip here, your feet hip distance apart. Keep your glutes tight. We're gonna go up and around, and if that feels too hard, take your hands wider. Loosen up your grip on that band. Your shoulders should stay down. If one of your shoulders wants to pop up or one of your arms bends, then get a lighter band and pull it further apart. You want the shoulders down, arms nice and straight, and make that chest come from the chest and the front of the shoulders. You'll probably feel it down the biceps a little bit, and keep your neck relaxed and your low back in place. Don't overarch. 4 more. Doing around 10 of these. 3, good, 2 more. Perfect. Next, we're gonna move on to the squat to stretch. Take a hip distance or slightly wider apart stance. Hinge at your hips. You're gonna thumb on top, fingers underneath. So I don't have shoes on, and even with shoes on, it's actually easier, but training without shoes on is better. All right, so you're gonna pull yourself down, use your upper body strength. You wanna drop your shoulders down, keep your chest up, so sit in the hole. If you can't go down this low, that's okay. And then from here, push your chest out. Stick your tush out, stretch those hamstrings. So I'm kind of using my hands on my feet to pull my chest down and push my hips up. Inhale, shoulders down, chest up. Exhale, chest out, hips up. Inhale and exhale. Stretch those hamstrings. Open up the hips, knees out. You definitely want to push your arms or your elbows inside your knees. It's going to help you balance. I'm pushing out and dropping my shoulders down. 2 more, doing around 8. Next is a quad mobility drill. If you don't have the flexibility, or this is just too painful, then don't grab your back foot. You could also do this version with your doing the couch stretch and just do it dynamic. The couch stretch is where your back foot would be elevated up on the couch, and then you'd rock forward and back. But we're hitting the quad and the hip. Make sure to keep your hips square. Have something in front of you for balance. And this foot should be right under the front knee and this out in front of you. From here, I'm gonna carefully grab my back foot, but don't use your hamstring to do that. Try to reach back. Shoulders down, rock forward, heel to the butt. Give that quad a good stretch. Inhale back, keep it tucked. You want to squeeze that glute. That glute on the foot you're grabbing should be rock hard. Tucking the pelvis under to release the front. 3 of 8. Again, if this was too hard, just drop your back foot. And 8, other side, foot forward, carefully grab that, relax that hamstring, it takes getting used to. Square your hips up, rocking in, squeeze that glute, ouch. 4 of 8. And 8. Good. Next, we're going to do some adductor mobility drills for the inner thighs. Love this one. So on your hands and knees, put your hands slightly in front of you, and then you're going to kick one leg out to the side. Your back toe should be curled under. This outside toe should be straight ahead. So shoulders out of the ears, keep your back flat, no rounding your back. You're going to sit back and let your toe come off the floor, but you want to stick your booty out. Don't round out your back. I always see it, no matter how much I say it. Shoulders down, chest out, and then rock forward. Hit the groin a little bit. So pull on that adductor using your hips 8 times. I should have used my knee pad. Notice I'm breathing, exhaling out. One more. Good, other side. And if you feel like you need more, of course do more. I've had that happen where one side's just extra tight and I need to do more repetitions than 8 or more than one side. All right, curl that toe under, toes straight, shoulders down, sit back, and rock forward. Pull that adductor. Two more for 8. Good. Next, we're going to do a tall plank down dog on your hands and toes. Hands under your shoulders. Feet just hip distance apart. So make sure your hands aren't too far in front of you. From here, you're going to drive your hips up. Bend your knees a little bit to keep your back straight. And from here, I'm going to really push my hands into the floor overhead. And then I'm going to take my eyes to the floor so I'm not tucking my chin here. I want to make sure that I am letting that movement come through from the shoulders to really get my hips up high, my back straight. And then, if you can straighten out your knees and keep your back flat, that's fine. You want to stretch your calves and Achilles out, but bend your knees just to take a little pressure off that low back. And now squeeze your glutes tall plank. Don't let those hips drop. Keep your core on here, so core tight. Now, drive your hips up, back to tall plank, squeeze your glutes. Hips up, tall plank, number 4 of 8. Get those arms overhead, push, 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 push. 2 more. Lots of core strength on that one. And 8. Okay, next we have the band pull apart. So I'm gonna grab my same band, but just hold it single, because 2 would be way too hard. So from here, lock your shoulders down, keep your wrist neutral, and then squeeze your glutes. We're going to go 20 pull aparts. Pulling to the chest, pull the band apart, squeeze, so engage your shoulders. The shoulder blades naturally glide back together, but let the shoulders do the work. Relax your neck. Squeeze your glutes. Halfway, 10 more. 15. 2 and 1. Yes, it burns. If you're feeling that in your neck, try a different band. Try a lighter band, because you're probably having to compensate. You want something you can pull apart and use your shoulders, but it definitely warms them up. Okay, next we're going to do a marching bridge. If this is too hard, then just do a regular bridge on both feet. The range is actually 10 to 15. I'm just going to demonstrate with 10, but I usually do 15 because 10 is just not quite enough for me to get my glutes really firing, and that's the purpose. So do what you need to do. So again, if you feel this in your low back, stay on 2 feet and just do a regular bridge, but kick out. Set your foot right under that knee where you picked it up. Don't put it in the center of your body. Hinging at your knee, kick your heel out, and flex that foot. Keep a bridge, don't let your booty drop, but don't stick your butt out either. Like, try to go tuck under that pelvis. This is around 12, 13, 5 more, 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, perfect. Next, alternating shoulder taps. If this is too hard, come down to your knees, but don't stay in a tabletop. You actually want to make your core work. So, You could come onto your knees to do this alternating shoulder tap, but tuck your pelvis, tuck, tuck, tuck. And then on toes, we're gonna go a little bit wider to make it a little bit easier. We're gonna do 10 each. 10. 15, 16. One more each side. 19, 20. The goal is to not let your hips rock. And that's a practice. It helps to, once you get strong, really push that hand in the floor. You might need to take your feet a little bit wider. You might need to do less reps or go slower to make this work and not twist through the spine. We've got to get that core firing. The last one's going to be a prone cobra, one of my favorites for turning on our mid and low traps in our back for posture for depression and external rotation. I want you to make a fist with your thumbs out. We're going to lift our arms and our legs up in this prone position, meaning face down on our belly. You're going to point your toes, squeeze your glutes, and lift for time for 30 to 45 seconds. I don't have a clock in front of me, so I'm actually just going to count to 30 in my head. All right, so on your belly, go ahead and point your toes, relax your feet a little bit, and then we're going to make that fist because I want you pushing your knuckles to the wall behind you and then lifting your thumbs up to the sky. All right. And 3, 2, 1, lift, and I'm going to count to 30. 10, 20, 9, and 30. Whew. The whole time on that one, I keep kind of adjusting and getting just into a better position where I'm depressing and pulling back, depressing, pulling back, really opening up the chest and squeezing the posterior muscles. So that is your warm-up or anytime mobility and stretching. I hope you have a great rest of your day and have a great workout.